Standing nice and tall, reach those arms up overhead. Inhale, exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, lift up overhead. Exhale, palms to heart. Again, lift up, inhale. And exhale, diving forward to the mat. Walking those hands out into plank. Navel to spine. Neutral spine. Walking those hands back in. Slowly roll up. Inhale, lifting those arms up. Exhale, reaching down. Walking back out to plank. Warming up through the core and your shoulders. Walking back, roll up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Walk back out to plank. Walking all the way back in. Rolling up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dive forward. And hold it here for a moment. Walk back out to plank. Navel to spine. Holding and breathing. Reaching that right leg back, toes to the back of the left heel. Press back into your downward facing dog and plank. Downward facing dog and plank. Keep it going. Variation of a single leg dog and plank. Holding your downward facing dog, extend that right leg up long. Lift, lift, lift. Release down. Back to plank. Left leg reaches up, toes to the back of that right heel. Downward facing dog and plank. Downward facing dog and plank. Again, keeping that navel pulled into your spine the entire time. Downward facing dog, extend that left leg up. Holding it and release down. Coming back to your plank. Stepping those feet wide to either side of your mat. Pulling your navel into your spine, just warming up your core a little bit more. Walking back center. Stepping your left foot and your right foot wide to either side of your mat. Dropping those hips, bringing your elbows to the insides of those knees, palms together. Trying to get those heels all the way to the floor if you can. Leaning forward, wide-legged forward fold. Point those toes forward, dropping your head down. Extending nice and long through the backs of those legs. Inhaling and exhaling. Stepping back into your plank position. Press back, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up high and down. Lift up, tap your toes down, up, down, up, and down. Lifting up and hold it, bending that knee, stepping through your hands. Left leg stays long, pressing through that heel, lift up, high lunge. Making sure that knee doesn't cross over your toes. Palms to prayer at your heart, shifting your weight forward on that right leg, coming into your warrior three. You can extend your arms long by your body, or you can reach them out overhead, or simply keep them in prayer at your chest. Creating a nice letter T here. Hands come to the mat, extending down over that front leg, dropping your left leg down and lift, down and lift, down and lift, down and lift. Hold it here. Bending that right knee slightly, lifting back up into your warrior three, palms to heart. Now extend that right knee nice and long. And stand all the way back up, bringing that left knee to your chest. Hands to your knee, drawing it in a little bit further, feeling a nice stretch in your hip. And release down. Arms lift up overhead, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Stepping back into plank. Downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up this time. Tap down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Down and lift. Holding it here for a moment. Bending that left knee and step through your hands. Coming all the way up into high lunge. Palms to your heart in prayer. Shifting your weight forward onto that left foot and coming into your warrior three. Right leg is long. Same variation, you can reach your hands back long by your hips or forward over the top of your head, or keeping them in prayer, whatever feels best for you. Coming down to the mat with those hands, tapping that right foot down and lift up, down and lift up, down, lift up, down, lift up, holding it here. Preparing for warrior three again, bend that left knee, palms to prayer, come into your warrior three, and now extend that left leg long, holding and breathing. Bending that left knee slightly and lift up, right knee comes into your chest, holding on to that right knee and bringing it in ever so slightly further, and down. Inhale, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees and hopping back into plank. Dropping that right knee down, you're going to rotate out, supporting your weight on that right hand and right knee. Left arm reaches up, left leg long. Dropping it down, lift up, down, lift up, down, lift up, down, lift up. Keeping this going right here, reaching those left fingertips nice and long. And hold up. Now little pulses, up, 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 up. Keep pulsing that leg. Trying to keep the height, holding it up. Hold, 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 don't drop it. Hand comes to your hip, kicking it forward and slightly behind you. Forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Trying to keep that height with that leg, don't let it drop down. This is hard. If you need to come out of it and take a little break, feel free to do so, and then jump right back in. Coming back to the center, down and lift again. Toes tap down and lift up. Down and up, down and up. Lift and hold. Hold, hold, hold. And bring those toes down, rotating back into plank position. Press back into downward facing dog. Holding it here. And coming back into plank. This time, dropping that left knee down, rotating it. Right arm extends out, right leg lifts up and down, up and down, up and down, supporting that weight on that left hand. Lifting up and down, up, holding it. Now little pulses, up, 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 up. Keeping it going right here. This is really fatiguing that leg. Do the best you can. Bring that hand to your hip. Holding it, kick forward and back. Forward and back, keeping that height of that leg. Don't let it drop down. Trying to keep it right in line with that hip. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. And coming back to the side, holding it up, pulse it up, drop it down, lift, down, lift, down, lift, down, lift, down. You're almost there. Lift, hold it, and drop it down. Rotating, coming back into plank position. Downward facing dog. Holding it here. Hold, 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 and drop those knees down. Arch the back, look up, and round the back. Exhale, releasing your lower back right here. And coming back to neutral spine. Bringing that left knee to your forehead if you can. Extend back. Extend back. Bring it in. Extend back. In. Extend back. Bring it in as far as you can, trying to touch your forehead each time. And extending long behind you. In and back. In and back. Holding it here. Nice long behind you. Pulse it up. Up, 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 up. Keep that pulse going. Pulse, pulse, and hold. Now bring it out to the side of your mat and lifting it up and down, up and down. So you're trying to get that foot right in line with the side of your hip. Lifting up and down, up, and holding it here. Coming back behind you, extending long. Holding it. Now tuck those right toes and hover that right knee off the mat. Pressing back into your single leg dog. Hover the knee and press back. Hover the knee and press back. Do the best you can here. Hover your knee and release it down. Keeping that left leg lifted, don't let it drop. Bending your knee in and release. Around that back, release your spine. Arch, look up. And round it. Exhale. And coming back to neutral spine. Pressing back into plank position. And downward facing dog. Pressing those heels down as far as you can. And coming back, knees to your mat. Arch and round that spine. Arch and coming back to neutral. Extending your right leg long. Knee comes in towards your forehead, extend back. Knee to forehead, extend back. Knee in, extend. The goal is to touch your forehead and your knee together. However, just do the best you can. Extend. Knee in, extend. In, extend. In, and extend. Hold it here. Keeping that right leg lifted, don't let it drop down. Now tap your toe and kick up. Tap and kick, tap and kick, tap and kick. Keeping it going. Tap and kick, tap and kick. And pulse it up. Keep it lifted high in the air. Lift, 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 lift. Really targeting that glute muscle here. Nice long lines. Hold. Hold, hold, hold. Now bring it out to the side and lift up. Lift, tap your toes and lift. Lift, lift, lift. And hold it up. Bringing it behind you. Extending long. Tucking those left toes under, hover that knee. Press back into your single leg downward facing dog, hovering that left knee. Press back and down, hover that knee. Press back, down, hover that knee. Again, press back and down, hover that knee. Do the best you can. Now releasing it down. Bending that knee in and release. Press back into child's pose for a moment. Holding it here. Enjoy this. Coming back into downward facing dog. Heels drop down and press into your plank position. Walking those feet all the way to your hands. Forward fold. Dropping that forehead down. Making sure your feet are hips width apart. Bringing those hands behind your back, clasping them together, trying to keep your palms together. Extending your arms to the ceiling. Now bringing them over a little bit further, forehead closer to your shins. Release those hands back to the mat. If you would like to, you can bring your palms underneath your toes and hold right here. This feels really good on your wrists and your palms. It also helps you achieve a little bit of a deeper stretch in the backs of those legs. Holding it here. And release those hands. Bending your knees. Coming all the way down, wrapping your arms around your knees. Coming into a little ball for just a moment. Release your back. And roll all the way to your mat. Knees to your chest. Hugging your knees in. And bringing your feet to the mat. Preparing for our bridge series. Palms by your hips. Feet or hips width apart, and lift your hips up. Tapping down, lift up, down, lift up, down, lift up. It's important here that those knees stay above your ankles. You don't want them extending over your toes. Lift your hips high as you can. Lift up and down, up and down, down. You're only tapping the mat on that downward motion. We're not resting there. Now lift high and pulse up, 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 up. Keep that pulse going. Lift, 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 and hold it up. Bringing that left knee in, extend it long. Knee in, extend long. Your hips remain high in the air. Don't let them drop down. Knee in, extend, in, extend, in, extend. Keep this going. Now dropping that leg down and kick it up. Down, kick up, down, kick up, down, kick up. Keeping that hip off of the ground. Trying to keep both hips in alignment here. Down, lift up, down, and knee in. Extend up, drop it down. Knee in, extend, down, in, extend, and down. Keep this going. We're really fatiguing that right glute muscle here. Do the best you can. You're going to feel it start to burn. If you need to come out of it for a moment, feel free to do so and then jump right back in. Send that leg up and pulse at the top. Lift, 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 and hold. Knee comes in and foot to the mat, keeping those hips in the air. Don't let them drop down. Hold, hold, hold. Right knee in, extend long. In, extend, in, extend, in, extend, in, extend. Keep this going here. Extend, pointing through those toes on the extension, keeping everything long. Now dropping that leg down and kick up. Down, kick up, down, kick up. Dropping it down not quite to the mat, just hovering above it. And kick as high as you can. Down, kick up, down, kick up, and hold up, lift. Bringing it back down, knee comes in, extend long. Drop down, knee in, extend. Down, knee in, extend. Down, knee in, extend. Keep it going. Lift those hips back up high. Keep them lifted. Knee in, extend, and hold. Pulse. Lift, 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 lift. And holding it up. Knee bends in, and foot to the mat. Lifting your hips up higher. Hold, hold, hold. Don't drop them down yet. Now release to the mat. Hugging your knees into your chest, holding them here, releasing through your lower back. Enjoy this. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Crossing your left ankle over that right knee and reaching under, hugging that right knee into you. Flexing that left foot, pointing through the right toes. This is a great stretch for those hips as well as that glute muscle. Pulling that right knee into your chest a little bit further on each exhale. Making sure that left foot stays flexed. And release down, extending that left leg long, reaching for the ankle or the back of that knee. Bringing it in as close to your chest as you can. Now extend that right leg long, down across the mat, pointing through your toes. Holding it here. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat and that left leg extended. Bringing that left knee into your chest, right knee into your chest. And we're switching sides, so right ankle over left knee. Right foot is flexed, left toes extending long, point through them. Hugging that left knee into your chest. Holding it here. Breathing, inhale and exhale. This feels so good after all that work in the lower body. It's important to stretch it. And release that foot to the mat. Hug your right knee in and extending it long. Pointing through the right toes, extend the left leg long along the mat. On each exhale, trying to get that right leg a little bit closer to your upper body. Holding it here, feeling the length. Trying to bend those elbows a little bit more. Bringing that right knee in, left knee in, hugging your knees to your chest. Extending the right leg long. Crossing that left knee over, extending the left arm long. Spinal twist, looking towards those left fingers. Holding it here. Make sure you're breathing. Keeping both shoulders flat on the mat. Don't let that upper body leave the mat. Holding and breathing. This is great for that lower back. Great release. Inhale and exhale, coming back center. Bringing both knees in. Extend that left leg long. Right arm reaches out to the side and dropping that right knee over the left side of your body. Looking towards those right fingers. Using that left hand on the outside of your knee to apply just a little bit of pressure, getting a deeper stretch. Inhale, exhale, keeping both shoulders flat on the mat. Feeling this all the way through that hip, feeling your lower back release. And coming back center, bringing both knees into your chest and extending long all the way down to the mat. Hands by your hips, holding it here for a moment. Inhale, exhale, feeling that heart beating, feeling the breath, filling your lungs. Exhale, feeling all of that work that you've just accomplished now, just relaxing your body. Holding it here. Concentrating on releasing everything. Walking those feet back in. Hug your knees to your chest. Bringing that left arm overhead, coming all the way up into your seated position. Crossing those ankles, releasing your neck side to side. You can roll it, drop it just side to side. Right arm to the mat, hand presses down, left arm overhead, and release through that side body. Looking up to the left, and switch to the other side, keeping both sits bones on the mat. Don't lift that hip. Switch back to the other side, trying to go a little bit deeper this time. Getting a good stretch through that side body. Holding it here, lifting up, left hand to the mat, reaching that right arm long overhead. And coming back to center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, palms to heart.